Hello and welcome to another edition of Stock Watch. So as we get into the Monday's news and we kick off the weekend, we're looking at more earnings coming out last Friday, and Chevron has basically hit just a record high just before the earnings came out on the stock price. However, because it missed expectations of over $800 million in revenue, then it actually ended the session lower. So let's just take a look at what we're looking at on this Monday morning. You know, we can't look at Chevron without looking at ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil have their earnings tomorrow, so very, very significant news coming out for the rest of the week, especially for other earnings as well. A host of other big companies releasing their fourth quarter 2021 earnings for that. So after touching all-time high records, as I said, it ended the session lower because it did miss expectations on $5.1 billion that it came in against the Wall Street expectations of $5.9 billion. So quite significant there. But Chevron's shares still remain up 9% year on year, which is quite important as well, even though, you know, this is to do with the oil prices really shooting higher. Brent oil actually hit top $90 a barrel for the first time since 2014 recently, so that's quite significant as well. And we're looking at crude oil as well, and natural gas really starting to push even higher in the next few sessions. So what does 2022 have in store for the big oil powerhouses of America? We'll have to wait and see. As I said, ExxonMobil is coming out tomorrow, so we'll see what happens with that. So let's just take a quick look at Chevron's. You know, as I said, just before the earnings was reported, we did hit all-time highs at roughly about $137 before the stock actually finished lower due to the fact, as I said, it missed Wall Street expectations at $5.1 billion in revenue. So it's not really too much a big cause for concern for Chevron. You know, it is looking very, the bias is very, very on the upside still. And we're looking at the moment on the RSI. What we've done here, we've hit these double tops on the RSI here, and we're just looking to see now it start moving lower, but there's not too much of a divergence in place at the moment for for bears to jump on board, but there could be a slight sell-off. You never know, as these tops do get hit. So let's just take a look on the intraday as well. So intraday, we're just looking to see what the opportunities are, and when the market does open, as you can see here, these two candles that ended on the 4 hour have basically been consolidating. So, you know, for me, if we don't get a signal to the downside on the top of this Ichimoku border, then I'll be expecting another bounce to the upside and another push for record highs as well. Even though it did fall short of expectations, you know, Chevron's profits and their accountability, if you can see, for, you know, year on year has been very, very buoyant to the upside, and it's not looking like it's going to slow down anytime soon, even though Joe Biden is pushing for this greener consensus for the future. But it just depends how long Joe Biden is in the White House for, if he does get re-elected in the next couple of years. So as I said, we can't look at Chevron without looking at ExxonMobil as well. And ExxonMobil, as I said, we're just looking what the opportunities are, because for me, they have been very, very buoyant as well, hitting more and more fresh highs. And as you can see here, it doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. The only cause for concern is if they do miss expectations on Wall Street, then we could see another leg lower, a little bit like Chevron. So just watch out for that, because, you know, the oil and gas prices really pushing at their highest for a long, long time. It could mean that we are in for another leg to the downside. But let's just see what happens when the stock market opens in a couple of days and when they do announce their earnings on that. 4 hour charts as well coming out. We're just looking to see if we're going to have another test on the top border of this Ichimoku cloud. As you can see on the RSI, not too much in the way of divergences. You could say there is a slight one at this top here, just moving a little bit lower. Just put that in a better color for easier. So you can see it a bit easier. So as you can see here, there is a slight bearish divergence, but it might not be that that positive or that powerful for prices to start moving to the downside. But we'll see how it goes in the next few trading sessions, and just keep an eye out for the earnings season, as this is the season that keeps on giving for the big companies around America especially. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Once again, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Bye for now.